Good evening, everyone. So, I hope you can hear me.
Yes, I can hear you.
And anybody hear me? All right.
Yes,
So
we
I
can
think
hear you.
I'll just I'll just start right. Okay. Uh, Good evening, everyone, and welcome to a new another weekend of Kaizen Reading Group and our reviews. Right. So, last week we just concluded the review of a whole book, How to Win Friends and Influence People by Dale Carnegie, and that review spanned for 4 weeks, where we had it cut into sections of the book, right? And we did the review for 4 weeks, and it was lovely, right? We learned we learned a lot about it. We learned how to not criticize people, how to accept that you're in the wrong if you're in the wrong, see from people's perspective, and a lot more. It was lovely. It was really interesting 4 weeks, and I think it was nice because part of the community, seeing how the book, seeing how every day went and every day you had to learn something new. It was really, really nice. So yeah. So this week, uh we'll be starting with a new book, like I said, and this week I think it was up for the Attitude is Everything by Jeff Keller. So this book we'll be reviewing it for the next 13 weeks. It has been broken into chunks, and I think it's out there already. But I think if you don't have it, chat, let's know. You find it on the group, and if you're not on the group yet, try to get on the group, join the community, because you're missing. Because why not? So, uh, all right. So we'll be reviewing This Is Everything by Jeff Keller, and like I said, it's been span for 13 weeks. And right, okay. So this week our reviewer for the week is Moradiyo Olajubu, and she will be the one to give us all the beautiful insights of the book. So this week we're starting with the introduction and every chapter as it goes, right? So I think I can hand over my mic to her so she can take us through the beautiful insights of what the introduction of After This Everything is for us.
Yeah, thank you.
So
Thank you. Should I go ahead or you still have some things to say?
I think you can proceed.
All right, thank you. Good evening, everyone. And my name is Marade Olajubu, and I'll be your spokesperson for today, and I'll be introducing the book Attitude is Everything by Jeff Keller. Yeah, so we'll just be looking at the introductory parts, how he took us through his life transformation, how he moved from being a lawyer to a motivational speaker. And as we all know, as the book stated, right, he taught us that he is a motivational speaker and a coach. And I'll just run us through the introductory parts. Yes, so the first part of the book gave us a discovery, right? And that discovery said that human beings, meaning you and I, right, can alter our life by altering the attitude in mind. And what I understand by that phrase or that discovery is that we can actually change our attitude, be it maybe right now we have this negative attitude, negative mindset. We can change it to positive, right? Because human beings are not static. We are dynamic. We can change, right? And what I also understood is that if we have this entitlement spirit, or what I entitlement here, we can change it with the term gratitude. And I'll just give a small scenario, I'll just give us a scenario, right? So I guess I was watching something and it pictured two children, and a child wanted his dad to play with him, but the way he spoke to his dad, his dad had to send him back. While the other child came to meet, okay, so the first child said, Dad, I need you to play with me. And dad said, no, I'm tired, right? And this another child came to meet the dad and said, oh, Dad, you're so tired. Don't worry, let me help you with this and that. And when we are done with this, you'll play with me. See, two different attitudes. And the other child got a positive feedback from his dad, while the other child is still learning. So when I saw it, it was just the elder brother was actually training his younger brother how to get things from their parents, basically. So this book also taught us that when we have this positive attitude, we get things. Yeah, then it also showed us his life transformation, how he moved from being a lawyer to a motivation. In the book also said success is not overnight. Like he had to work his way through it. It took us through how we got the job, how we knew that he wasn't fulfilled in where he was and he wanted to do something. How just a TV program set everything set for him. And he said that help comes from anywhere at any time. So just be ready and you will get it, right? And he was just watching a program and he found it. And he had to start buying books. He read, he kept reading. He also showed us how he even told his wife, and his wife was like, really, wow, this is out of character for you. And that was how he went. And he showed us that he didn't just change just like that. He moved in a gradual step. Because how can he just leave $100,000 job just like that? And he was like, no, I have to take this stand. He told us that if you don't take a stand, you'll still be where you are, right? And he had to take that stand. He knew that, oh, if I continue this way, oh, I'll still be in my negative attitude. I'll still have this entitlement. I won't be resilient, right? And he just took the step. When he took his step, he told his mom, and his mom was like, no, you can't do this. But because he already stood his ground that, yes, this is what I want to do. And he actually did it. So the book also took us through how he started with a class, teaching children, teaching people, and he felt fulfilled. And he said, yes, I've actually come to what I really want. And that was how he became a motivational speaker. And that was how he became a motivational speaker. And he showed us all through. And he said that in the book, it will show us his life transforming, how he changed through in the next, the next 12 chapters that we'll be reading in the next 12 weeks. And he said one thing, okay, then he told us that we have to have it in our mind first. That's the first thing. You have to think about it. And it's not just okay to have it in your mind. You have to speak the word. I know that Bishop Oyedepo used to say something like this, that speak the word, right? Sow the seed and it will germinate, right? Even the Bible says, sorry that I'm bringing this up. Even the Bible says, let your faith work for you, right? And he said, you don't just have to have it in mind. You don't just have to act it. Sorry, you don't just have to think about it. You don't just have to speak it. You have to act. And again, I'll still say this quote. The Bible says, faith without work is dead. So you have to ensure that you work towards your objective, towards your goal. And that's what this book is going to take us through in the next 12 weeks. It's going to show us how to change if we have this negative attitude. It's going to change our mindset. We'll move from negative to positive, right? And it will show us how to speak the word, how to sow that seed, how to ensure that whatever we see is working for us, and how to act on it. Because if you just keep saying, oh, I want to be a millionaire, yeah, you pick up your phone and tell someone, oh, and you one day, man, don't worry, I have this plan already on how to make money. but you don't even work towards it at all, man. You not make any money. In fact, one naira yourself you will not see. So this in the next 12 weeks is going to show us how to act upon it. And the key of this is to act upon it. We need to think about it, we need to speak about it, and we need to act it. Those are the three parts that we'll be dwelling into from next week. Yes. Then one of the favorite quotes that I have, or that when I started reading this book caught my attention, was by Jackson Brown. He said, never underestimate your power to change yourself. We can change ourselves in any way, anyhow. And he said it's work in progress. Me too, I'm work in progress. He said we should read. Yeah, he's work in progress and he still studies every day. So I'll advise everybody, I'll give everybody this charge, right? Even if it's just a page of the book, let's read it. And I'm sure that by the end of the 13th week, we'll see changes. If we act, so the word act is not just saying it, we have to act on it, right? It will act on what's on the principles that is going to teach us. You know, our last book, like Election said, is How to Win Friends and Influence People. That taught us about leadership, right? And now we are dwelling into doing it. Okay, the book that we are reading right now is Attitude is Everything by Jeff Keller, right? We would also drop it on the group chat and we'll have several discussions before I hand over my virtual mic to my moderator. So I'll just give everybody this charge that even if it's I was watching something last night and the person said, even just spare 5 minutes of your time every day, just read up something and you'll see how you change. Yeah, I know we like to procrastinate a lot. Me, I would speak an example, but I am work in progress. Like the book says, is work in progress. I'm also work in progress. And I'll ensure that I keep working on myself every day. So stay tuned for the next 12 weeks where we'll be bringing you how to think, how to speak, and how to act. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Adeyo. So, yes, we are all work in progress. Research, I'm work in progress. So, that was a very beautiful review, and I think I would be, I'll be seeing a lot of faces for the next 12 weeks and beyond, right? Because after that one, pick another book and continue. Is we're trying to build a culture, right? So, yeah. All right. So, um, I think I will take contributions, suggestions, extra reviews from any of us who have read the book. I believe that not only me and my reviewer that have read the book. So, any contributions? Anybody wants to tell me anything? Have any contributions to add? Now is the time for you to take up my virtual mic and let me know what you've understood from the introduction. What are your expectations from this book that we've chosen to read for the next 12 weeks? So, okay, Mr. Kazim, please, you
All
can
right.
take my invisible mic.
All right. Thank you so much, Muradeo and Lukman, for that review. So for me, when I read this intro, just to say first and foremost that there are every attitude is everything. There is one, the one we are reading is actually the one by Jeff Keller. There's another one written by Kate. I think that was the first one I read, right? And that was the first one we were thinking that we're going to read. But when we dropped the name and we saw Jeff Keller, one of our admins suggested that we should read this particular one. I started reading it and I find it very interesting. In this intro, I learned 5 things quickly. Number one thing I learned is time and chance, right? They said that opportunity is meant for people that are ready for it. Jeff was explaining to us how watching a TV show, a single TV show, change his life, right? Change his life entirely and make him start enjoying what he's doing and make him feeling better on what he is. But if he had no attitude to consider benefit or attitude for him to continue to look out for how to make himself better, I think he was going to struggle. He will not even see the benefits. So most of us too, we should take that advantage of looking out for opportunities. And anytime we see things, look at what can I benefit from here? And then we should not be stingy about our personal development. The second lesson I learned from this book is spirituality. I'm a Muslim, right? I have my ideology around how I worship my God and relate with my God. But he said clearly that he felt that something pushed him to achieving or to explore. So to all of us as well, I know it's very common in the world today where people claim they are no God, they are this and that. Yeah, you're entitled to your own opinion. It's a free world. But there is that part of us that show clearly that there are opportunities that you cannot even explain. You have access to things that you cannot even explain, that it comes supernatural. So we should not deny that fact. The third thing I learned is the modesty around work in progress. They all repeated several times, I'm work in progress. Lukman has also emphasized I'm work in progress. But what is very clear is, despite reading volumes of books, he stated it in a book that it's still work in progress. So who am I? Who are you to think that you have arrived, quote and unquote, and think that you do not need to learn again? So we need to continue to learn. Another lesson I learned, which is the fourth one, is efforts, right? Effort is very good. When you make effort, you benefit and enjoy that effort. A lot of us today, we are not pushing to our limits. We are not stretching ourselves. Everybody wants a soft life, but everybody wants to enjoy the benefit of hard working, right? So soft life is good, rest, work-life balance is good, every other thing is good. But one thing that is critical and most important in life, we need to continue to make effort. I will benefit a lot from our efforts. And lastly, is supporting each other. That is very critical, supporting each other, right? He explained how the wife supported that idea. So if you see somebody making effort and struggling and making time out to achieve some things, please show concern, support the person, right? And I'll say this, we all have, myself and some of my team members were putting up Kaizen together. If you see the way we support each other, oh, this guy do this guy do this. So that support is what is pushing us, right? And that is why today we can, we're putting a community together to revive culture. So let's keep supporting ourselves. And I think I found that very, very useful. So that those are the 5 lessons I learned from this intro. I'm also waiting. And I'm also, just to say, I'm just reading this particular book as well. So I'm also exploring and I'm enjoying every bit of it. Thank you, Lukman. Over to you. I think we have 2 hands already. Isaac, let me
All
unmute
right,
Isaac to go ahead.
we have. Okay. I think also iPhone. iPhone, please, I don't know your name so we can find easy to communicate and identify.
I'll try to unmute Isaac. Isaac, you can talk, please. Thanks.
And good evening, everyone. Sure.
Good
I'm
evening.
the first time, so I would like to name some of the things I've named in this book. And first of all, I would love to um, thank the admin of this book because this is another great opportunity to learn. So, and ever since I've been on this book, I've never regretted for once. So, thank you very much. So, the aspect I want to comment from is firstly the aspect of um, sorry,
Isaac, your mic is muted. We
I can't,
cannot hear you. Okay, while we're waiting for Isaac, we can take iPhone. iPhone, go ahead.
okay,
Okay, Isaac is
let's go
back.
back. Let's take iPhone. Yeah.
so sorry. I think it's the network from the the aspect I would like to chip in is the aspect where he was talking about doing something we really love. So in this aspect, I've learned a lot, and with little experience that I have, so I've come across a lot of people that does things that they don't really enjoy doing, probably because they are looking for a way to have their bills sort out rather. So in that aspect, and I've learned a lot from here. And considering general, I think that is where most people fall. So, but looking at what we read from this book, it is important to do something that makes you happy. So, in this regard, I would like to implore my people, even if what you love doing is not really, if you would have, Jeff Keller said, he has to let go of what's it called, of his job, that is being a lawyer, so to take up the what's it called, the aspect of the quote on unquote, the attitude, what's it called, or let me just say public speaking. So in that regard, so if we have something we are doing that is not making us happy, we should at least, it is okay to do the task, but we should at least try to cause happy, because I don't believe you can make any progress from doing what doesn't make us happy. So I think I will stop here. Pardon me wasting your time. Thank
All right, thank you very much. Let's take iPhone, please. iPhone hands have been off for a very long time.
Hi,
So iPhone, please, you
my
have
name is
like 2 minutes. All right. Hey,
okay.
what's the
So
name?
Rashida Limboye.
All right, nice. Thank you,
So
Rashida.
what
So
from what I
let's have it.
major thing that I got was that he when he was thinking about stopping his law career, he actually thought back to how many years he spent in law school, how many years he had worked, and how the decision was not so easy for him. So before he eventually, okay, he had to switch career to something that was more fulfilling for him. So what I brought out is that sometimes we don't want to change some things because of how much money, time we have invested in it. We find it difficult. We find it difficult to switch to something else because I can't get back this thing. But from it, you can say that okay, it's normal. Sometimes we'll spend resources on a particular thing that will not yield for us. It's not going to be easy to say goodbye to start something new. But sometimes if we want anything to change for us, we might need to leave that thing that we have invested so much into to start something, another thing that brings us fulfillment. So that's just it.
All right. Thank you very much for that. That was lovely. So I have to just make sacrifices on time. All right. So Suleiman Alaka, yes, I think let's have you. We have 6 minutes and we'll call it a wrap. All right. So just take 2 minutes and let's hear what you have to share for us. Can we please unmute Suleiman?
I think I've tried to unmute
So
Solomon.
are you okay?
Solomon, you can
Probably.
unmute yourself and go ahead to talk. Okay.
Okay.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we
Yes,
can.
we can.
Okay. Good evening, everyone. First and foremost, I want to
Good
appreciate
evening.
the convener of this group. We really appreciate everything you have done. But the reason I joined tonight, I mean, I've not been able to read the introduction. So I just said, let me just join so that I will gain from whatever every other people have read. And I give thanks to God for joining. I think I've learned a lot. I just want to implore the convener that the document they sent, the day I was added to this group was on Wednesday. I saw the invite on Wednesday morning. So I was trying to download so that I can read before starting my official work. I just want to spend like 5 10 minutes to read. But was like, I find it difficult. So I don't know if there's if it can assist us in sending another version of the document that will be easier to download because I also have VLC on my phone, but I don't know why the document is used to download. So that's why I couldn't read it. I even tried the following day, same thing. I just okay, I will join on the first day. So just let me can hear from others and also tell the convener to assist in sending different version of the document so that you can download it. So that's what I want to uh, talk about. That's my solution.
Right. I think Lukman,
Okay,
let me
so
just respond to that.
mhm,
So for if you are not a member of our WhatsApp group, I've pasted the link here again. The WhatsApp group is strictly for disseminating information and sharing information, and we don't buzz and waste people's time. So what we've done is only the admins that can share messages. We can only react, except days where we decide to open the floor for people to contribute, right? So that's number one. So you can join the group. Secondly, is in the description of the group, we have pasted the repository. The repository has all the documents that we are reading now, the document and video and audios of what we have done in the past and what we are currently doing. So if you go to the repository today, you'll see the everything, Attitude is Everything by Jeff Keller, broken into 13 weeks. So you see part 1, 2, 3, up to part 13. So you can always download because sometimes when you keep sharing the same file, people might not really find it really convenient. So you can go there. But I've also dropped the repository again, but we'll keep dropping it every week as well. Thank you.
Thank you for that.
Thank you.
yeah, all right. So
Lukman, you can go ahead to unmute yourself, please.
yeah, so all right, that was lovely. So personally, a particular quote that I really found for this introduction that I read was, "You are not what you think you are, but you are what you think you are." Right? I read that quote about 5 times just to understand what exactly he was trying to say there. But when I finally got it, I think what he's trying to say is, you're not what you think you are, right? But what you think is what you become, basically. Right? That's how I understand it. Correct me if I'm wrong. So I think sometimes we feel like, okay, we are great, we know these things, right? But you may not know it. But when you have a positive mindset towards something and you try to, like, okay, I think you channel your mind towards it this way, then you become what you are thinking about. So that's my favorite quote for this particular introduction, and it was by Dr. Norman Vincent. I think some other people also mentioned into the comment section. I think that we'll vote it as favorite quote for this section. So next week we'll see whichever quotes would come in as favorite. But all right, so I think we can call it a wrap for today. We've had a lovely review, and I want to encourage all of us to
Hello, sorry, can I
read.
suggest that we take Evelyn? Evelyn, you have 30 seconds. We are
Okay.
wrapping up exactly
Oh,
8
all right.
o'clock. So make it
All
short
right.
and sharp.
So, sharp.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Evelyn Mukoba.
Good evening.
And what stood out for me, first of all, I want to say a very big thank you for making this book a book of review. It's so practical. And what really stood out for me was the transitioning process. We started in bits. I realized that most times when we want to transit, we just go in at once. And I think oftentimes that's what makes it a dead end for us. And it gets us scared about taking next decisions in life. But the way he started in bits until he adapted to the system and then switched completely from his law career to the counseling, the public speaking career. Stood out for me. That's what I just want to share. Thank you.
All right. Sharp. So this is 8 o'clock on the dot, and I think we can call it a wrap for this week. It was nice to have you all here, and thank you for coming.
Thank you. Bye-bye,
Bye.
everyone. See ya next week, 7:30. Bye-bye.
Bye.